Fifth Ward is one of those wards. You win Mike Civic's ward, you won the city. Very powerful ward. So try to build your base from the ground up. Now let me digress on that. And I had an interesting conversation with a high-ranking state Republican. Wasn't an elected official, but a high-ranking state Republican official. We were at a clam bake in Philadelphia, and my blood sugar was dropping. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when my blood sugar dropped, you don't want to be around me. I'm the worst person to be around. I will bite you. This person was telling me, well, now why don't you build your base and do this and do that? And in my mind, I'm saying, I want to say to this person, I cannot, because my blood sugar is dropping, and I know that when I say it, it's going to come out really, really bad. So let me tell you what I was thinking. And this is another lesson learned. It is not your job to build the base of the Republican Party. That is the job of the chairman and the people under that chair, of the chairman. Now, if you choose to participate in that apparatus, then it is your job to do that, to build up a base. But it's not my job to do the work of the Republican Party, because they failed in Philadelphia. It sucks to be them. So I digress and tell you that that's another lesson learned. It's not your job to do the job of the chairman, unless you want to do that. And if you want to do that, then fine. But don't let them suck you into doing their job. That's what they got elected to do, to build their base, to put good candidates on the field. And right now, the Republican Party has not put the best team on the field. That pledge to America was garbage. Remember, pledge to America, contract from America. Something's wrong here. It's as if they didn't read that document, the contract from America. So that's how when you start to run for public office, you obviously start with your committee people, or like I say in Philadelphia, you start with committee people, your ward leader, and then you go up from there. That was our biggest mistake. We did not build bridges. Now, we didn't burn any bridges because we didn't build anything. So it's a good thing I didn't burn any bridges, but you know. Any questions? Because I've been up here long enough. You got a question? No. Yes, ma'am.
In your campaign, what was the one main or a couple main issues that people really responded to?
I'll tell you, I'm going to answer your question and see if you catch this. 39 years ago, a heroin-addicted mother gave birth to a child. And knowing that she was unable to care for that child, she sent that child down the Nile River. And on the other end of that river was a family waiting for that child. It is because of that mother's courageous act that I stand here today as a former candidate for governor and as a retired sergeant. Did you catch that? That's what they responded to. Staunchly pro-life. The second issue they responded to was school choice. This was a direct quote that I used in Montgomeryville. The time has come for America to end the practice of condemning poor kids to bad schools on a take-it-or-leave-it basis. It is racist and it's fundamentally un-American. I got a standing ovation for it. That's what they responded to. The third issue they responded to, a lot of people wasn't really sure about, was my stance on the fair tax. I believe in the destruction of this tax system. Total destruction. And replace it with a fair tax. That's what I believe. So the first one was abortion, and I couched it in a personal manner, because I was born addicted to heroin. and I was adopted. Now, someone on my Facebook page said, oh, you're comparing yourself to Moses. Duh, Moses was adopted. So, those were the issues that people responded to in our campaign. Next. Yes, sir.
If possible, I mean, I would like to consider running for local, but they say that the first most powerful person in the state is the governor, second is the mayor of the village, third is the executive director. I mean, would you consider running for mayor of Philadelphia?
I had some conversation, and we're going to continue to have conversations about the race for mayor in Philadelphia. I'm a guy that likes to be honest with you. I don't like to BS you. I know my U.S. Constitution, and I know my state constitution. I do not know my city charter. That makes me a very bad candidate for mayor. I understand that nobody else knows it, but I prided myself in knowing my state constitution. And I pride myself in knowing my U.S. Constitution. The other thing with being mayor of Philadelphia, which is where all the action is that if I became mayor of Philadelphia, Philadelphia would go into bankruptcy. Not because I would overspend, because Philadelphia's fiscal situation is that bad. Just a reality. Now, one other thing. I need to get Philadelphia out of your pocket. So as mayor, I got to figure out how to do that. One way to do that is to have an elected school board. Out of 501 school boards in this state, Philadelphia is the only one without an elected school board.
How do they do it then?
The mayor used to appoint them. Now the state appoints, has this 3-person commission. It's called the School Reform Commission, which is nothing but. It's not a reform. It's not about reform. They're just there. They're like, hey. Whatever. You want to get a bonus, act them in here. Just give yourself a bonus. You want to have PhDs in the office and not in the classroom? Hey. You want to have not enough books in the classroom to teach biology? Hey, that's how you. Philadelphia takes 75% of the state pre-K to 12 budget. That's a $5.9 billion budget, and Philadelphia takes 75% of it. And with that 75%, this is what you get: a 43 to 50% dropout rate. Not enough books in the schools, and I believe, if my numbers are correct, a $300 million deficit. That's what you get. I need to get Philadelphia out of your pocket.
You would promote the inevitable.
Bankruptcy.
Like bankruptcy.
Chapter 9.
I mean, that would be a benefit to the city.
Be a benefit to the state.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, they would have to renew contracts. And,
Yep. Well, here's one other thing, too. We have 27,000 city employees. I would slash that to 19,000. I would not cut police or fire. Fire and police, this is what I do know about my city charter. And I'm a lifelong resident of Philadelphia, but for the times I've been in and out of children's homes and foster homes around the state. I do know that fire, police, and trash are essential city services covered by our charter. Therefore, why am I being taxed more for trash? Why am I seeing rolling brownouts in fire departments? What that means is we close a few fire departments for a week or two and save $1 here and there. That's essential city services. Remember, in the Declaration of Independence, we have a right to life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Well, that fire, police is part of that life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. If you get shot and you die in the streets of Philadelphia, do you have liberty in pursuit of happiness anymore? You don't have that anymore. So your idea is right. I just, as I said earlier, I'm not a local guy. I'm more for a state, national. You're talking about guys studying international finance, CDOs and synthetic swaps, interest rate swaps. And, I read Bank of International Settlements. I know, Jake, you're going to kill me on that. I read Bank of International Settlement white papers, you know. So to wrap my arms around Philadelphia is like difficult. It's a good idea. We've been talking about it, but you know, I think ultimately I may leave it to someone else.
Ultimately, I think, but
Your point is your point is valid. Like I said, we're discussing it.
they say think globally, act locally.
Right. One other thing too, you have to remember, am I able to raise?
You can help promote the next president. You can say, forget you, Mr. Neo-conservative, hold up the conservative.
Well, actually, I'm a liberal. I believe in liberty, free markets, individual responsibility.
You're strong
Yeah.
in your morals.
Yeah.